Hello traders, it is my joy and honor to present to you webinar about predictive alpha Fibonacci method. I would like to remind you very important disclaimers that are very standard and very important to always understand. Nothing in this webinar constitutes a financial advice. Everything I share and teach is to empower you to trade financial markets independently. And I hope you trade with risk. You can personally afford to trade. And of course, no guarantee is given, and no student had ever been paid for testimonials you will witness in this webinar. So please trade with risk. You can personally afford to trade. In this webinar, we will cover how Alpha Fibonacci Predictive Proprietary System had been traded by traders of all levels, from beginners to hedge fund managers in US and globally since 2011. How Alpha Fibonacci System identifies institutional reverses independent and prior to the news, and most importantly, how you can trade with confidence, with precise entries, stops and targets across all instruments, all platforms, with a very special lifetime system for all instruments, all platforms, with savings up to $8,000. Briefly about myself, I arrived to US from Ukraine in the previous life, many years ago, as a classical pianist. I hold a number of degrees, but Fibonacci became my passion very unexpectedly in 2004. And when I witnessed the power of the systems I was developing during financial crisis 2008, when stocks with fundamental earnings, fundamental solid credentials were completely collapsing in free fall, I recognized very clearly that there is a lot more to financial markets than just earnings and than just fundamentals. The system I developed had been traded by traders in US and globally since 2011, as I decided not to work for financial institutions, but instead I launched my own website, fibinstitute.com. I continued developing my own systems. I teach as I've done this morning and for the last 16 years. You can see videos on my YouTube channel and as much more I will show you on podcast channel with traders from 12, 14 to 80 plus years old, from complete beginner to hedge fund manager, on how they trade predictive proprietary Alpha Fibonacci system. So when I witnessed very clearly that every single instrument is exactly the same, it actually happened by complete mistake. Let me do and show you a test which absolutely blew me away when this played out, when I recognized that every single instrument is exactly the same. And no matter what instrument you trade, when you trade pure and when you understand what the price is telling you, the sky's the limit. So for example, in this particular structure that I will bring to your attention, I will just show you something very simple. Especially if you just start trading. But if you've been in financial markets for many years, what is very clear on this chart? You see its price, correct? But no one, unless of course you see the label on my left, would ever know. Is this 5 minute? Is this 15 minute? Is this daily, weekly, monthly? So when I will change and go to the next instrument, no one would ever know. Is this Bitcoin? Is this Euro? Is this gold? Is this platinum? This was the biggest shocker of my life when I recognized, my goodness, every single instrument is exactly the same. Only difference is liquidity and volatility. And this became the core of every single strategy I developed in more than 20 years. So when you're taking a look on all of these charts, they're all completely different instruments, completely different time frames, but no one would ever know what this is, when in fact this is silver. My goodness, but this is oil, but this is S&P, but this is Apple. So every single instrument, every single system I have ever developed in the last 22 years applies to low instruments, all time frames, all platforms. This is how financial markets form, by pure price for entry and proprietary Alpha Fibonacci retracements. I do not use standard retracements. I developed my own, but you can easily insert those on Meta stock and apply the rules on Meta stock with ease, as you will see next. So that should absolutely show you with a very powerful and very important clarity that pure price is the answer. And when I see how much Goldman appreciates my work, as for many, many years, top financial institutions had been courting me, but I choose to teach traders in US and globally how to trade proprietary system. And when students invite me to their weddings, and when students fly from all over the world, and I travel the world meeting our students and our global community, and fathers bringing their children, and husbands bringing their wives, and friends bringing their friends to the course, this is the reason I live and breathe what I do, and I always invite you to visit our trading room. So when you come to the website, please see, when you see the invitation to our trading room, I will be open tomorrow morning. I'm not sure where to post the message. Posting to everyone. Hopefully everyone can see what I'm posting. Not sure where to post. So, and when you come to the website fibinstitute.com, this is where you can listen to our traders all over the world, and I will walk you through in much more detail next. But this is what Alpha Fibonacci system is based on, pure price, and it allows you to focus on trading predictive institutional reversals with precise simplicity. Because if 12-year-old can do this, if 14-year-old can do this, as complete beginner can do this, as you will see next, anyone can. And absolutely you can do this on MetaStock, on any platform you choose to trade. TradeStation, NinjaTrader, whatever platform, but MetaStock is a phenomenal platform that allows you to use the charting, allows you to use Fibonacci retracement tool and place the trades on any brokerage account. So when you understand the power of the institutional entries and institutional exits, and you trade on any chart from micro to macro, from futures, stocks, to crypto, to ETFs, to options, to commodities, to mutual funds, let's review various instruments, shall we? As again and again and again, any instrument you choose to trade is 100,000% your personal decision. As students trade wheat, soybeans, platinum, silver, trading stocks in Saudi Arabia, in Dubai, in Monte Carlo, in France, anywhere, if the instrument has a price, proprietary Alpha Fibonacci system applies. So let's start with S&P in 2025, shall we? This is a start of the bullish rally. Everyone remembers that? This was the absolutely shocking event, correct? Because the vicious tariff war is on. Agree? Everyone remembers that? The scandal and fight between Elon Musk and Trump is on, correct? But bullish rally starts with vengeance. So let me show you how predictive proprietary Alpha Fibonacci system spelled this out many months in advance. This is what chart looked like in the month of March 2025, and the reason my students are dearest friends for life. You knew many months in advance that when price comes to this level and rules are met, to take a trade. So here's Alpha Fibonacci system. Let's go to end of March 2025. Teslas are being burned, tariff wars through the roof, scandals, and everyone is in shock, but intelligent Alpha Fibonacci trader preparing to buy at this level. And here comes second week in April 2025. The start of the rally is on. Rules are met, take a trade. From 5,000 level, if you trade it in 2025, how many points did you make trading 5 minutes in 2025? S&P reached drastically higher level, correct? Everyone knows that. Here's S&P right now. Reached key targets in October 2026. From 5,000 that you knew many months in advance, despite tariff war, you are prepared to buy. If Goldman appreciates the power of this, if 12-year-old can trade this, if beginner trader can trade this, 5 minutes in 2025, whatever you're trading with options, S&P fund, S&P various derivatives index funds, or you're trading holding micro futures, or you're using LIPS, this rally was vicious. And this is a stunning reminder why students invite me to their weddings and flying across the country just for lunch and moving across the country and bringing their children, as you will see next. That's it. That's S&P with Alpha Fibonacci system. That average trader takes about 2 weeks to learn in a couple of classes. In private mentoring, most traders learn this in 2 private mentoring sessions. So if you were trading S&P since the month of April, you've been buying, not shorting S&P. So 50% of your account still remains short. You're trading against trillion-dollar machine, you standing in front of bullish train. But intelligent trader also understands we are in massive institutional bearish correction. S&P is a lot less bearish than Nasdaq. So let's take a look what Nasdaq have done in 2025. This is Nasdaq, the start of the bullish rally, correct? This is what Nasdaq looks like right now, but let's go back on Nasdaq in the months of March, as my prop firm traders love trading Nasdaq with Alpha Fibonacci system. Many months in advance, you know and understand where to buy and where not short Nasdaq into. What is the date on this chart on Nasdaq? March 3rd, 2025. Tariff war zone. Everyone is shocked. But intelligent Alpha Fibonacci trader preparing very well, understanding where buy point will be. Here's Nasdaq a month later. If you spend 5 minutes trading Alpha Fibonacci system on QQQ with LIPS, with options, with any instrument you choose to trade derivatives of Nasdaq, or you are a day trader, since the month of April you've been buying, not shorting Nasdaq, until Nasdaq reaches Alpha Fibonacci reversal zone. Here's Nasdaq now. We have 3-to-1 sellers versus buyers on Nasdaq. An intelligent trader seeing it with a single glimpse. 1,000 plus points on Nasdaq. 5 minutes 2025 with proprietary Alpha Fibonacci system. And again, this is what the system looked like 6 months ago when critical key targets, as you learn in the course, were reached. Here's Nasdaq in October, as I always encourage my traders to test system going back many years. Intelligent trader understands many months in advance core targets are reached to the downside. This is lifeline on Nasdaq, this level. Chart present in the trading room for many months. So if you're a day trader, you've been riding Nasdaq to the upside until October. But bearish correction is here, 3-to-1 sellers versus buyers on institutional chart on Nasdaq. Alpha Fibonacci trader seeing it with a single glimpse. That's it. And that's S&P and Nasdaq in 2025 on institutional charts that retail traders absolutely start each and every morning with. Because when you understand what institutions do and you trade with them, your probability skyrockets. You stop gambling, you stop standing in front of institutional train, you're riding the train. Without this, day trading becomes gambling. With this, it's turbocharged confidence. So what has Nasdaq done in the last week? Let's take a look. My goodness, this was spectacular February 6th, but I take you back to where crash had started on retail chart on Nasdaq. Here's February 1st. And let's convert this chart to 5 minutes. Why not? Shall we? Here is the start of the crash. Converting this chart to 5, 10, 15, any chart. Remember how important this level is? Remember how crucial it is to obey the rules? So you know many days in advance, Nasdaq sitting up for collapse. That's it. After all, we are at institutional reversal zone. Correct? You're not buying reversal zone, you're shorting reversal zone when rules are met. Here's Nasdaq on Friday, February 6th. You buying the bottom on Nasdaq. Correct? That's it. So again, doesn't matter if you trade micro charts, doesn't matter if you trade mega charts, as you will see next, it's 100,000% your decision. Every single strategy I have ever developed applies to every instrument, every time frame, every platform. Here's a very important event from last week from our trading room. What was happening at that time? Oil news. Let's take a look, shall we? This was February 11th oil news, correct? Let's go to the chart. This is what retail chart looks like. Again, converting this chart to 5, to 10, to 15, to any chart. Day before oil news. Intelligent trader understands quite well that we expecting sell-off and crash on oil. Do you know why? Because of course, bullish rally on oil overextended. Well before the news, you understand quite well, sell-off and crash is expected. Here it comes. Retail reversal zone is reached. And you know this many days in advance before bearish news is out. And when you understand the mega power of institutional levels, this is the reason oil sold off. It reached core institutional target. On oil, this is key level. On institutional chart, oil still bullish if this level remains intact. But again, oil sold off because it reached core institutional level in combination with retail reversal zone. Identified days in advance, identified many months in advance. But my favorite event on this chart last year was what played out between the US and Iran. Let's walk through this event so you witness predictive precision of the Alpha Fibonacci system. So I never imagined in my wildest dreams I will have student in Saudi Arabia who taught me so much that in Saudi Arabia you're not allowed to short financial markets. You're only allowed to buy financial market. So here's oil in April 2025. Institutional chart. How beautiful and perfect. Traders in Saudi Arabia can buy oil. Oil at critical key, buy point. This was the month of April. So Trump starts negotiating with Iran and the world is in shock. How is this possible? So before I leave town, we're discussing with students that when oil comes to 72, expect crash and sell-off because no one saw it coming. No one expected US to bomb Iran. Here is oil in mid-May. Bullish rally on oil continues. An intelligent trader understands where to exit oil. All of a sudden, all negotiations with Iran are off. And US and Israel in Tehran airspace and bombing Iran. What is happening on the news? CNBC is screaming, oil shortage, buy oil. But oil in free fall. Oil reached proprietary Alpha Fibonacci reversal zone. Oops. Shortage of oil don't mean a thing. When rules are met, short oil. Oil completely collapsed. My student in Saudi Arabia knew where to exit long. And that's again and again and again. Predictive proprietary Alpha Fibonacci system during major news on oil and including last week. That's it. So this week during oil news for all the oil traders, you need to know far in advance. This is institutional critical key break wall. Buyers remain fully in charge on oil as long as this level is intact. How to trade this, you learn in the course. And we'll review so much more next. So when you have freedom and knowledge to trade any instrument you choose on institutional or retail charts, and you understand and separate vicious institutional rally versus institutional bearish corrections, all the pain, all the stress, all the confusion, all the gambling goes away. You stop chasing markets, you stop losing money, you start enjoying trading. So you start trading markets as strategic, precise, intelligent trading chess. So if you like trading chess, if you like driving a car, you utilize identical part of your brain when you're catching a fish. When I worked in Johns Hopkins research and psychiatry, as brain health is my license for the last 30 years, you nurturing exact same part of your alpha brain for strategic, precise, rule-based trading. And that's exact same thing you have done with NVIDIA. Here's NVIDIA in 2025 versus now. Is anyone surprised that NVIDIA selling off? Should not be. You knew this many months in advance. Do you remember NVIDIA buy point? The month of April was Alpha Fibonacci trader's dream absolutely stunning, phenomenal buy points. Not just on Nasdaq and S&P, but on massive, massive stocks. Here's NVIDIA in April 1, 2025. Anyone surprised that NVIDIA collapsed? Should not be. Rules are met, take a trade. In the course you learn, this is key Alpha Fibonacci long target. When rules are met, you're buying NVIDIA. You're not shorting NVIDIA, and you know months in advance why NVIDIA is selling off. You do not even have to come to live classes. You can view video library of hundreds of prior live recorded classes. NVIDIA more than doubled in value. Here's NVIDIA in the month of November 2025. 5 minutes of trading NVIDIA and you enjoyed the phenomenal bullish rally. And you knew where to exit NVIDIA. To the downside, this is key level. So how is it possible NVIDIA is selling off? My goodness. How is this possible? The earnings are so spectacular and phenomenal time and time again, but NVIDIA is selling off? Wow. From reversal zone? And that's the reality of this chart. And that's a stunning reminder. If trading on the news worked, every single person on the planet would be Bill Gates. Trading on the news is gambling, but using your limitless brain is your mega power. Because if you can drive, if you can catch a fish, if you can play chess, if you can play checkers, as you will see next, children of my students trade this, anyone can. Key level on NVIDIA to the downside is 160. If 160 is out, NVIDIA collapsing to 140. Sellers 3 to 1 on NVIDIA now. All playing out live. That's it. Pure and simple. And that's key institutional chart on NVIDIA despite phenomenal earnings. And that's NVIDIA doubling in value since the month of April. My favorite, absolutely favorite event of 2025 is Tesla. Take a look on Tesla and let's walk step by step with the news and dates. I'm taking you back all the way to before the election, as I always encourage my students to test the system going back many years. Here's October 2024. My goodness, Tesla rallying, Elon Musk celebrating and promoting Trump, correct? Here's October 7th, 2024. Take a look on this chart. Tesla moving up, correct? And you know where it's heading to. So when the richest man on the planet and the most powerful man on the planet are no longer friends within 4 months, when tariff war starts and Tesla in free fall and Teslas are being burned all over the streets, what does the intelligent trader knows? Get ready to buy Tesla. How is it possible? Earnings are catastrophic on Tesla. How is it possible? Absolutely endless drops non-stop. It's horrific, but Tesla is rallying since the second week in April and more than doubled in value. Voila! So when Tesla is skyrocketing from Alpha Fibonacci buy point and reaches reversal zone, what has happened in the month of January when Tesla comes out with excellent earnings? Tesla actually sold off. Did you know that? So when you're trading Alpha Fibonacci system and you're using your magnificent limitless brain, the skies are the limit. As you're trading markets as intelligent chess. Quadruple catastrophic earnings with Teslas being burned, with Trump and Elon Musk fighting, but Tesla doubled in value. phenomenal earnings and Tesla sold off. This is key level on Tesla to the downside. Move on Tesla is down, down, down. This is a crucial key level that's been obeyed this week, where Tesla just bounced from. Correct? We're stuck in bearish correction on Tesla at reversal zone. So here comes another very powerful reminder. When you have freedom to trade any instrument you choose, rules keep you safe. Rules are simple, rules are not complicated. When you trade with precise entry, stop and target, you are absolutely free to trade 5-minute futures, tick chart, range charts, any instrument you ever choose to trade. So is anyone shocked and floored that despite phenomenal earnings, Amazon in free fall? My goodness, how is it possible the bullish rally on Amazon reached proprietary Alpha Fibonacci reversal zone and Amazon continue collapsing? Let me take you back to the start of the rally. Let's go back to August 2025, but why don't we go back to April? I just don't have much time left, but I can walk over thousands of stocks and show you how you can backtest the system. Here's the months of May 2025. Let's go to the middle. May 12th. Bullish rally zone. And you are very well prepared knowing where Amazon would crush and burn from. You are not crying yourself to sleep. You are using your limitless brain. And when you do, you understand where to enter, you understand where to exit, and you start enjoying trading, independent of news, independent of gossip, independent of noise, using your limitless brain as Amazon continues its freefall. So what is another phenomenal event this year? Bitcoin, of course. Let's make sure I remind you what's happening with stock gossipers on Wall Street, because it's so painful to see, correct? Cassie Woods, Bitcoin losses in billions. My goodness, how much more can she lose? Billions, 14 billion total in losses. But she kept hyping Bitcoin because she's managing someone else's money. As Bitcoin continues in free fall, but people buying because they're listening to her and to CNBC. But I warn my traders always, Bitcoin will continue swinging back and forth between 24 to 86%. So let me show you how Alpha Fibonacci traders trading Bitcoin. Here we go. This is Bitcoin before the rally of 2025. Here's March 2025. That was magnificent crash on Bitcoin, stunning, but intelligent trader understand this is critical key level. Rules are met by Bitcoin at 77, correct? Bitcoin moving back up. So rules are met, take a trade, correct? Here comes January 2025, Bitcoin selling off again, correct? Did you know to exit your long position? Did you apply Alpha Fibonacci rules? Or did you cry yourself to sleep? Because top gamblers on Wall Street keep screaming, bye-bye Bitcoin. This level is out, catastrophic crash continues on Bitcoin. Bitcoin collapsed from 120 until. But if you know how to trade Bitcoin with Alpha Fibonacci system, you know where the bottom is. This time around, 77 is not obeyed. Absolutely not. And it was black and white. But of course, if I remind you, what played out on Euro despite catastrophic wars in Ukraine, despite catastrophic wars in the Middle East, it's another chart I love. And of course, I can take you back 4 years before the war even started because you knew where the bottom is. So whatever instrument you trade, whatever time frame, it's absolutely your choice. If it's 5 minute on Forex or 4 hour or daily or weekly or monthly on crypto, on any instrument you choose to trade, traders all over the world trading in. Apple, of course, absolutely. One of the top instruments to trade with the Alpha Fibonacci system. As of course, Apple rallied in 2025 and sold off when key target is reached. This level is out, Apple in free fall. This is critical key level on Apple. And when you take the course and you learn how to trade this, the skies are the limit. So if you are serious about trading and you're trading at key institutional Alpha Fibonacci levels, you're not staring hours in front of the screen. So what would your trading be like if you traded with institutional knowledge and predictive Alpha Fibonacci strategies on any instrument, any time frame, any platform? So I promise you, when children of my students can do this, anyone can. So 99% of thousands of traders I worked with since 2011 have been trying for many, many years, trading with speculative delayed indicators, random entries, being brainwashed that trading is so difficult and trading is so painful, when in fact all the pain, all the stress goes away when you're trading with simple Alpha Fibonacci predictive rule-based proprietary system, using charting on MetaStock, placing trades on any brokerage account. All you need, Fibonacci retracement tool, and your limitless, magnificent effort and brain power. Because when you trade with pure price for entry and proprietary Alpha Fibonacci for exit, the sky's the limit. Michael been my student for 16 years. He brought his daughter to trade when she was 12. She's 17 right now, trading crypto. Michael is a prop firm trader, trading futures, trading stocks, trading options. He just moved across the country to become my neighbor. That's the ultimate honor. So when Terry calls me, almost on the verge of tears, saying that he's so done and fed up with trading, what did he say? Gone weeks at a time without losing trade. Alpha Fibonacci system prepares me to trade each morning with precision, allow me to take advantage of market moves accurately on entry, stop placement, and profit targets. I am an accomplished trader now. Another dearest friend for life. That's it. But that was trader's journey at the start in July. From July to September, Terry made that phenomenal leap. So every single one of my traders, different background, different account, and of course, children of my students, hedge fund manager in London who brought his son to the course. And when you listen to their podcast, then he says, this is so easy and so fun to do. If these traders can do it, so can you. Dominic was bored out of his mind during COVID. This is after a couple of weeks in the course. And when Pablo comes to me, stressed out, hating being an attorney, Not anymore. He closed his law practice. He's a prop firm trader trading not just futures but stocks, options, forex futures. I don't know what he does not trade. He trades everything. And that's our global community of students all over the world with literally zero marketing. This is my first webinar this year. First. No Instagram, no noise. I don't have any energy for it as my students bringing their friends, their family to the course. All of my students constantly texting me and reminding me how much pain there were before, like Sue in Dallas. Not anymore. Patrick, another legend. That's it. Theo came to the course in the middle of the night in Australia recently just to say hi. And here comes another very, very shocking event. Absolutely mind-blowing, as we had a student whose accountant was so impressed, absolutely so stunned by how much money he was making. So what did William do? He bought the course for his accountant. That's it. That's it. Every single one of my traders, different instrument, different time frame, different platform. All I ask you is to make an effort. And the skies are the limit. So please, when you come to the website, as I'm not sure with the new settings, where am I supposed to post? What should it say? Chat. I'm going to chat. Let me know if you see this. When you review the information on the website, let me walk you through for the next 2 minutes.
Al, I wanted to let you know we can see it.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So please take a look as the top paragraph explains that this is proprietary system. You can trade on all instruments, all time frames, all platforms. And when you listen to these traders, you see very clearly Emmanuel brought his wife to the course. Carlton brought 5 friends. Ken made movie about Fibonacci Trading Institute. He made the movie you can see on the website and my YouTube channel about my 15-year journey. I keep promising to him that I will send him materials. I really don't have time, but if you would like to see it, you can click on this video and you will see the summary of my work, which is an absolute honor. And the reason. My answer to top financial
discovered by Leonardo
institutions
Pisano
remains
in
no.
13th century, and
Because of
exact same
journeys
patterns
of my
repeat in
students.
financial markets.
That's it, pure and simple. So please listen to my traders podcast, view my students' performance and understand it's less than 1% of the emails I received. I had incredibly busy start of the year. As again, this is my very, very first webinar. With only 2 videos I had time to record this year. So if you're witnessing and seeing the power of this, all you have to do is make a personal decision. What course is appropriate for you? You do not have to come to live classes, but please, tomorrow all morning I open the trading room, so when you enter your information, you will receive the invitation to the trading room. Tomorrow morning we open up 9:15 EST sharp. So we offer currently savings up to $8,000 with lifetime system for all platforms. Absolutely. You can use system on Meta stock. Option 1 and 3, absolutely appropriate for Meta stock, which is the least expensive option. Option 1 and 2 are group courses. Option 3 and 4 are private mentoring. If you have an option for NinjaTrader platform, software is an additional option, but only if you day trade futures. So if you're interested in any of these courses, understand you do not have to come to live classes. Most of our students work full-time, have full-time businesses, hundreds and hundreds of videos of prior live recorded classes are available to you. But when I work with you one-on-one, I hold your hand, I test you, I quiz you, I keep you accountable, and I show you what you should be trading versus not. And you have access to all the group classes, video library, and modules. And if you ever have questions for me, simply click on Contact Us sections and pick up the phone and call. In US, +1 925 257 4298 or info@fibinstitute.com. You can also send me an email with your telephone number and I will reach out. So please let me know if you have any questions for me. I can see very, very clearly chat. Please let me know if you have any questions. 3 people on my team, my incredible husband and my incredible software developer who's developing my strategy specifically only. That's it. And
right.
that's
Thank you.
where we are on YouTube channel at Fibonacci Trading.
All right. Thank you, Alan. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Marastat. Thank you, traders. It's been my joy and honor being here with you. I wish you prosperous, joy-filled, and health-filled year. And please, any questions, simply pick up the phone and call me. +1 925 257 4298 or info@fibinstitute.com. Thank you, thank you, thank you.